So they go, man, this guy will do this for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do jobs for nothing or right at next to nothing, just to get to be included.
Oh, heck, well, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
So you mean if I get my hands dirty, I can come with you guys and we can spend the day or spend the weekend?
Right. Anything they didn't want to do, you get to do, and you get to get in Autorama or wherever.
Yep.
And that's how I started. So, promo. You rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
All right. Tom.
Tayna.
Tayna.
Tina with an accent.
You got to
Tayna
get all
with an
that.
accent. Tayna. I'm a reddy. Y'all know me. I'm a
Yeah,
redneck.
just pretend you're from Houston. You're trying to say Tina. You go, Tayna. Tayna.
So we're here with Steve and Tayna Mank.
Yep.
And we're here at SEMA 2021. It's finally happened.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
After missing the year. And these guys have been around the show cars and car shows and automotive business for a little while.
Just a little
Scared
while.
at it. Scared
Just a
at
little
it.
while.
A little while. Matter of fact, this lady, I can remember, I'm not even going to, I think it was in the late 80s, I guess.
Yep.
She was out with one of the greatest show cars of all time.
That's what they say.
Yeah. And that was
Ermi.
Ermi Impresario
Yep.
car. And it was the
Golden Star.
Golden Star. And she was out with it, detailing it, and so you took it out all by yourself.
Yeah, I
pretty
drove
much.
the truck and trailer, detailed it, got ready for the shows.
Yeah, and it was a fabulous car because it would he would change it a little bit every year.
He knew how to play the game, so
Right.
he would change what the judges suggested or
Right.
what he liked.
And how many championships did he win?
4 international grand championships.
Which is a huge deal.
Yes.
Oh, it could never happen.
It never happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
They finally disqualified him, so he couldn't do it anymore.
Right,
More or
right.
less.
Y'all, you guys.
Yeah. They
When
changed the
he
rule
learned-
book and
when
disqualified
he
him.
learned how to play the game,
Right.
they had to learn how to play the game around him
Yeah.
Right.
so that someone else could have a chance. Because even now,
Like they did Ed.
in 2020, in 2021, that car and its record from the 80s and early 90s is still unbeaten.
Really.
It's a winning
And that's
car.
saying something because
There
there's
was
fans.
over 100 best of shows.
Right. So
Yeah.
how'd you feel all those days that you'd be like showing up for this young lady? How old were you them days? You don't
I'd
mind
have to get
saying.
my calculator.
Oh wait, you don't
out.
even get that way. You'll have. You were very young. Let's say that. Let's just say that. I shouldn't have said that.
I was in my 20s and 30s, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, a young lady in this guy's world,
Yep.
one of the pioneers for sure.
Yep.
And you're out there. They hated to see you come in.
They
I'm
did,
sure.
yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Well, they did on one hand, but on the other hand, they didn't.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
It was funny to
Absolutely.
be back, and then I was on the production end of a lot of the shows.
Right.
Tayna was an exhibitor. It was funny to me to watch all these guys
Well, yeah, I was
Just
one of them. I'd be like,
fall
what?
over. Just watch Tayna
Exactly.
back the truck in, unload the truck, set up the swing set to lift the car up onto the turntable.
Yeah,
all
which
by
was
herself.
crazy. That was a crazy
And
rig.
then guys would volunteer because they just wanted to talk to Tayna and be
Yeah,
with
right,
Tayna and
right.
stuff.
Right.
It was fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm flattered.
Right. And so the car is now where?
In the vault at Peterson at the moment, Peterson
Right.
Museum.
Right. And he's
Um,
since passed.
Yes, he passed away in 2004.
Right.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long ago.
Right. Right. And so you got to pretty much be around all the greats.
I know, I think about it now, it's like, holy crap. I mean, I knew all those guys.
Right.
They were just car guys.
And you knew Ed.
I knew Ed. Ed was my pal.
He was your pal. And what a great guy he was.
What a great pal.
Very,
Yeah.
and very, if you looked at him and you didn't know him, you'd think, man, this guy here would just crush skulls. And he
Yeah.
was the nicest,
The nicest
most
guy. Yeah.
approachable guy I've ever,
I
in the
used to-
business.
Yep. And
One
the
of
car shows, he never left his booth, so if you went to dinner,
Oh.
we'd always bring him something back.
All right, he would never leave his
No.
stuff
No.
and sleep
No.
in his little Honda
Yep.
with his feet sticking out the windows and scare the folks come to see him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He even
those-
wrote a little story, a little column in Drive magazine about me once. I don't know if there's
Really,
any
you
way to
remember
find
what it was? What it said?
It's just talking about what I do with
Oh, what
Ermi's
you do?
car
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So it's a lot of hard work, though.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And by yourself.
By myself.
By yourself.
Every now and then I would get a friend to go with me,
Right.
but they just wanted to go.
Because I mean, setting our car up, I can't imagine doing it with one person. You know, that would be.
Well, I'd have to recruit someone that, like.
Oh, that was really tough to do too, right?
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Right. And Steve, you had a storied career, man. You've been
Insane career
you've been
for a young
blessed
kid
guy.
out of Canada. Yeah.
right. And so, what are some of the things that you've done?
I'm one of the luckiest sons in this business. I mean, I'm in my early 60s now, and when I started actually in it when I was 21, 22, it took some doing to get some of the old timers then to believe that a 20-something-year-old kid was actually
right.
interested in it enough to stay in it, to make
Right.
it worth their while.
Right.
But I did, and over the years, to make it a real short story, because of my availability, because of what I've learned to do with these hands, I have worked with Carl Casper, Gene Winfield,
Right. The greats.
George Barris,
Right.
Daryl Starbird, and I could go on, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but the list is insane for a kid out of southern Canada that just
Right.
and I'm lucky enough to still this day. I'm good friends with Dave Kindig. I get to work a lot with Chip. We've been friends before TV even cared who any of us were.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's just car guys.
And for you guys out there that always look at guys that are on, you know, fortunate enough to be on TV or do this for a living or on low end or high end, and you go, man, I couldn't meet that guy. Those guys are all really great guys.
Yep. If you know, it's when I was doing muscle car on Spike and doing Search and Restore with Tim Strange, people would come to the studio even when they would help us do project stuff, and everybody the first day or two would be insanely nervous. You know,
Oh,
like,
sure.
but by the time you got through the first or second day, it was any garage, anywhere USA.
Yeah.
It was all the camaraderie, the cutting everybody up, the language, it was everything. It was just.
And we were talking about it earlier that I know myself. So fortunate to have got paid and retired once, and now I'm back, I guess.
There you go.
But in a different way. But I probably would have worked on the cars for free up to this day.
Right.
So I always look at sometimes. I mean, I'll have temper tantrums and whatever, but I always look back at it and go, "You're doing what you love doing."
Right.
And I even had a friend that told me years ago, "Don't make your hobby your job because you'll end up hating it." And I've had those moments.
Oh,
you know?
haven't we all?
And but it's been, like hot rods have been very, very good to me.
Yes.
You know.
Well, like, we talked about like all the stuff that Tayna used to do. Well,
You're
Tayna
still
and I have
doing
been
it.
together forever and ever. She still does it. We have our own shop besides all the stuff we
and
do.
that's
in
so
public.
cool that
And we build cars 6-7 days a week because our shop is on our ranch
Right.
outside of Tulsa,
Right.
and we do everything together. Literally, I mean,
Right.
it's just it hasn't ended for her. Oh
that-
my God!
and that's awesome. I mean, I do it with my build cars with my son. That's a little different, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine. My wife and I see each other. We try not to talk too much, but we stay together a long, long time. But we do see each other every day because she works out of the house and I'm at the shop. So if you don't mind me asking, how'd you guys meet? That's
I was
At
on
those shows.
Yeah, I was
At
on
the
the road
shows.
showing cars. He was on the other end of it.
right. So you were the
Judging.
lucky guy. So awesome.
Yeah. We were buddies for 15 or 20 years on
Yeah.
the show circuit.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was neat back then. Tayna and I were, for the most part, 20 years younger than most of the crews that
Right.
we
Right.
worked with.
Right.
We were kids, and so what happened was, I did a lot of work for Carl back then, for Casper, and in his show production and also as a judge for ISCA and judge and supervisor. But when the little bit older guys at the end of the day went back to the hotel, Tayna and I would legitimately go to a concert or go
Right.
to dinner or something like that because we were younger and
Right.
they were going to bed way before we wanted
Oh,
to.
sure. Sure.
But T and I,
Everybody but Gene.
but everybody
Gene's a
danced.
dancing
Time to go
fool.
dance.
He's still out.
But
Yeah.
Gene, yeah, and then
Right.
we would go out and do stuff, but we at every time T and or I had someone at home, or one of us did, so we never got together. And then at a chance meeting after we hadn't seen each other for a few years, I was hauling a car for Warner Brothers from the East Coast out to LA. We dropped it off and we were coming back. And I had found Tayna's business card, and I hadn't talked to her for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And I said, if you recognize this voice, if you know who this is, give me a call back.
Oh, wow.
How can you not recognize that voice?
That's
Oh,
what
no,
she
he's
just
got the
me.
greatest voice.
So she gave me a
A
call
little
back,
raspy.
and it was just a chance deal, and that was in 1999,
Awesome.
and we've been together ever since.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Happily.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Happy hot rod.
It,
builder.
it takes a special kind of insanity to be together 24/7.
Oh yeah.
90% of the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. Well, guys, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
we could be
always.
talking. We could do
We
this
could
all
talk
day.
all
Yeah.
day, all day long.
I tell people, even people talk about all the work that we do, all the travel we do, and you got to know this too, all the
Yeah.
stuff you do. It's a ton of work, but it's a ton of fun.
It's a ton of fun. And the biggest reward is all of our relationships
Right.
on the road.
That's what I posted on Facebook. It's the people.
Last year was tough, trying
Yeah.
chasing points with all the cancellations and all. But I tell you
Yeah.
what, I built stronger friendships last year. I think going through the blizzards and all to get the shows.
Yep. And and you form these friendships, and no lie, the friendships are so real that we could go somewhere and either by running a different circuit, doing a different set of shows, whatever it may be, and not see somebody for 3-4
It's
years.
a reunion,
And
Yeah.
you walk back
Every
in,
time.
and it's like it never ended.
right?
Yeah.
And it's immediate. What are you doing? What are you working on?
Exactly.
And everybody, it's to the most part, everybody's rooting for each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
There's,
Yeah.
I don't see,
Even
see-
with the competition, like
and
back in
the
ISCA
competition
days,
is fierce.
even
But-
we got to wrap. But even back in the ISCA days, when the competition was insane through the
Right.
80s and 90s
Right.
with the major sponsorships,
Right.
one of us would beat the other, and one of us would be mad at the other because we got beat.
Right.
But at the next city, we were all set up and at dinner.
Right.
Exactly.
It just never ends.
Exactly. So it's real. All that's really real, and that's when I look back. I remember I used to have before I retired the first time. I had tons of pictures of cars. I had all these thousands of pictures
Right.
of cars and no people. And
Now
then I came out when my son started touring. Now it's all people and the cars are the background.
Right. Yeah,
And
you
it's-
do. You take pictures of people now.
Right. Yeah, I do.
I do too.
I do. So, guys, thank you so much for your time. I know
Absolutely.
y'all are so busy.
Thanks, man.
And thank you so much. And hey, Red Fink family, y'all stay tuned for more stuff. We got new stuff ahead.